Hey guys, so I'm supposed to be working on my windows, but I've discovered that in order for my window regulator to work, I'm going to have to restructure the entire inner of the door. Don't want to do that today. Let's do something else. So as I've said many times before, if you start getting overwhelmed with your project, don't just close your garage and walk in your house and sit and watch the telly. Do something, no matter how trivial it may seem, at least you're moving forward. So today, as you probably saw in the live feed, the car is quite noisy with creaks and rattles, clunks and rolls. And so here's what I'm going to work on today. My trunk lid. Now, I never did finish my trunk lid. There's a few things I need to address, and let me show you how bad it is, okay? So that's it closed, obviously, but it's only been held closed by this catch, okay? The hinges at the top are not very, shall we say, precise. So if you look up this point, right, it's jumping up and down on the hinges, it's rubbing against all the sides here. There's nothing in these corners to stop it flexing. So I'm going to attack this in 3 areas. The first thing I need to do is have a look at these bolts, okay? Now I've just got bolts going through brackets, through the hinges, and they're not quite the right size bolts. They're a little bit small for the holes that they're going in. So that's causing that hinge at the top there to move up and down a little. So I either need to get bushings in there or get slightly larger bolts. The next thing I'd like to do is create some sort of rain channel. There's nothing there at all. There's nothing to prevent the trunk lid from going further than that point. And obviously when it's closed, water could just run down there, go straight into the trunk. Now it would be quite complex to make a proper fitting rain channel because, as you can see from the side, the whole thing is curved. So it's not like I could just fit, a U-channel in there. It would have to be that sort of shape. That would be pretty tricky. So what I'm thinking I might do is just put a flat section all the way down, a flat section of mild steel, and then I could put some rubber stripping, similar to what I've got on the doors. This sort of stuff here. So yeah, it would be waterproof when the trunk lid is shut, but as soon as you open the trunk lid, the water would just go wherever. But I'm not too bothered about that. I don't intend to do a lot of rain driving. And I can always wipe the water away before I open the trunk lid if I have to. And the third thing I want to do is, if you look up here, there's one of these in each corner. Okay, one there and one there. Now they presumably are supposed to come down here and rest on maybe a rubber bushing type thing. And these have got big screws in them, so presumably they were adjustable to, adjust how high this corner sits. Now, if they're tight when this is closed, then that should stop any up and down movement. So that's the 3 things I'm going to have a wee look at today. So the first thing I'll do, I'm going to remove that wooden dividing panel I've got to give me access to those hinges inside the car. Right, I can give you a closer look at what's going on with the hinges now. So as you can see, hopefully, there's a lot of distance between the hinge itself and where it's mounting. Now I might be able to put in some bushes at either side to stop any, sideways movement, and the bolt itself, as I said before, you can see there, it's too small for that hole. And the same on the other side. So I'll take one out at a time so that the whole thing doesn't fall down, and see what I can come up with. Okay, that's the bolt I took out. And this is the one that I've dug through all the corners of my garage to find. As you can see, it's just a tiny bit bigger, which is ideal. Okay, I've also dug out a selection of washers, a couple of plain flat washers, some spring washers. Idea being that I can pack the washers on the inside of the hinge section. So it will go through the outside of the bracket, and then before it goes through the sort of curved hinge section, I can put on a spring washer, maybe a flat washer, and then I can decide the lateral spacing of the hinge itself, which will affect where the trunk lid sits on the outside. So that'll take a bit of messing about with to get it spot on, but let's start with that. So as I say, I've got two of these, slightly bigger bolts, and lots of washers and spacers. New bolts installed. Still got a long way to go, but let's see where we're at so far. Right, so it's knocking a bit on that side, and you can see it's still going up and down a bit, but the top hinges are not rattling anymore, which is good. That noise is coming from the catch hitting. But I reckon if these sections here were tight against the body, then it will pretty much eliminate all the rattle there. So let's see how we're going to address the stopper section here. So I did a little bit of adjustment with these bolts here to try and align the trunk lid a bit better, and now it's closing without squeaking at the sides. It was a bit close to this side. In all honesty, when I was messing about, I actually snapped that hinge, so I had to re-weld that. Full disclosure. So what was I going to do next? Okay, so I need to incorporate these little adjusting screws, if they're adjustable. Before I go too far, I'll spray these with some penetrant and see if that adjusts, because it would be silly to have an adjuster down here and the adjuster up here, so one or the other. So if that works, then I need to address this side. So that little screw will come down to about there. So if I put a triangular piece of steel there, then I just need to put a stopper there, and the same over on the other side. So let me dig through that pile of stuff and see if I can find those little rubber bushes that I was going to use for the body mounts that turned out to be too small. My tub of bushes and rubbery stuff. Nope. Nope. Ah, there they are. So I know these look kind of huge, but I've got two of them. And they've got rubber on one side, and they can bolt through a hole in a bracket that I make. So let's use them. So I need to find some steel. I don't want to just use 18 gauge steel, that would be a bit flexy. So let's cut a couple of triangles and drill holes in them and weld them in. So I've got my little corner brackets in, and I've got the other rubber bushing, rubber stopper in, and I've kind of pre-adjusted these so I know it's going to work, just to save a bit of time. So that goes in there. Nut on the underside. And there is another nut on this so that I can adjust it if I decide. Now we'll test and see how it works. I think that was a success. Now it's a little bit high here, but it's a little bit low there. So it's kind of a balance. Obviously the trunk lid is not perfectly, I was going to say perfectly flat, but it's not supposed to be flat, but the angle's not right. This probably has to get bent up that way a bit, but I'm not going to do that. What's the point? You've seen the state of it, there's big dents all over it anyway. But I was trying to eliminate the squeaks and rattles, which I think I've done. And it won't go any further than that, so that's perfect. Cool. So there we go, another job done. Not the job I'm supposed to be doing, but hey, it's another job done, and I feel good because I got something done. Don't worry, I'll get back to the windows at some point, but there's no rush. Summer's still a bit off, and I can still put on big warm jackets if I go out for a drive. I can't deal with restructuring the whole inside of the door. I have to do the other side as well. But hey, one less squeak and rattle to worry about. Right folks, thanks for watching, and please subscribe. What's next? No idea. Might have to dig out the wheel of misfortune for the next video, because really struggling to get these windows done, and okay, take care everyone, see you in the next one. Bye bye.